Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and I am back on again with Andrew Scott Denlinger. Since the last time we spoke, he has shared another single titled Traveling Band, and I'm absolutely loving it. Andrew, I want to thank you so much for coming back on today. How are you?
Yeah.
What's up? What's news?
Hey, man, lots been happening on this front this year, but life is good. Um, Sometimes it's day to day, but
Sure.
just trying to hit some goals, make some plans, and make some moves. But yeah, life is good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great. It has been, I think, just around 5 months since the last time we spoke, and it
Yeah.
sounds like there's been a lot that has been happening in your life in a very positive way. And I want to get to that, but I want to start off by focusing on the single, which is fantastic. It is the perfect evolution of your sound, and it's really just like a classically feel good song in my eyes. Um, I want to start on really what it's all about and what it means to you. So if you would mind breaking it down, that'd be great.
Well, thanks again for having me.
Always.
Yeah, I enjoyed our last convo, and so I
Yeah.
thought checking in with you just made sense.
Of course.
Traveling band's a song I wrote a few years ago as well. We were uh, the band I've been playing bass in for a while now. We were on a pretty good stretch that year. Been playing a lot on the road. I'd had a new baby. I don't remember exactly how old she was. She might have been one or two, but she was pretty young. And so that song is about life on the road, but life as a traveling musician. And so yeah, I wrote it out on the road. Began at least. It started in the band house, just kind of sitting around there in the living room, and then I remember I finished it up, and it just kind of all came together. And I love when songs do that. When I don't
Course.
have to spend a ton of effort, and that just these kind of things creatively can come in. I got a migraine immediately after writing it, and so I don't
That's
know
when
if
you know it's done.
yeah, I don't know if that's a good sign. I'd rather avoid that, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Loved how it turned out, and but so it's a song. It's a song about band life, and you hear that in the music with the way we try and like you're passing the solos around. There's these solo breaks, and somebody else steps forward and does a little something. Got that organ solo in the middle, and then a big ripping lead by my buddy Pat does a feature there at the end, and so definitely captures that kind of in the club, night after night, playing for people, kind of vibe, and just getting the dance floor going. Um, and then it also it's a song about people dreaming, people working hard, people trying to do the best that they can for their family, for themselves, and um, you know, it, there there's that line in the song. You see that man there with the smoke in his hand, making plans. Yeah, he's still making plans. I mean, it's just that guy. It could be that band guy out there on a break or after the show,
Sure.
behind the stage, or it could be just that guy, and it could be you or me, or I mean whoever, just in that moment, and um, knowing that there's something that they feel called to, or something that they're really passionate about, striving for, but we don't always know how to get there. And so there's just that moment. There's the line where it talks about, you see that woman with a baby in hand, and that's directly about my wife and our kid, and she's thinking about her man. She says, "Oh, I never worried," but no, hell, that's a lie. I worry every night,
There
and
you
that's
go.
like, I mean, you got to be. I'm coming home late after shows, getting
Yeah,
home
man.
4 or 5 in the morning. There's other people to. Um, it's not just me and her. I mean, there's a lot of people that rely on me making smart moves and decisions, and not being too tired, and that kind of stuff, and being out there in the clubs, and remembering who I am back at home. And
Yeah, man, it's that
uh,
work-life balance. It's
yeah,
tough.
yeah. So it's a song about life. I mean, there's a lot of people, a lot of
Clearly.
stories that I think could be read into it, and those are a couple of mine.
Nice, man. Well, as always, the production is top notch and the
Appreciate
instrumentation is really what shows itself. And you sort of mentioned a little bit about your backing band, but I'd love for you to give a shout out on everyone that was involved in this project because it sounds amazing and everyone deserves their due.
Well, so there's a couple. uh, special things about this one. My buddy Sam, again, is back there on drums, keeping it locked down. Um, and then my buddy Pat Lyons, he's a pedal steel player out there, doing well right now, out touring. And but he has always been supportive, and so I saw him down in Nashville earlier this year, and I told him I still hadn't gotten the final solo, and I really wanted somebody else to come in and play that. And he's like, send me the track. Let me see what I can do. And
Sure.
I was like, all right, man, I'll send you the track. I'm gonna let this other guy do it, but man, I'll send you the track, Pat. And I swear it was the next day.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, check your email, man. I got something for you. And I listened to it, and I was like, well, I guess that's gonna be the solo for
You
today.
got the job, buddy. You got the job. I mean, it hit so nicely. I don't blame you. I think you made the right choice there picking it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's fun, and the both guys know each other and they're good buds. There's a little bit of competition there too.
And that's okay because it benefits you in the end, right? If they're
Oh,
fighting over being on your song, then I
uh,
say that's a good thing.
let me tell you about the harmonica.
Please,
So
please.
because that ended up being such a really special feature on that recording. It was not a part of the game plan in the beginning. Um, it was very very guitar driven, and then that spice was that organ solo there. Um, but then so my brother-in-law Andy Holcomb came over to my house. I was like, oh man, you got to check this out. He's from the South, and it has some of that Southern feel to it. I was like,
Yeah.
man, you're really gonna like this one. I want you to hear it. And so he sat back, he listened to it. He said, well, thought for a second, took a breath, said, well, Andrew, with the Southern voice, and I mean, I
Sure.
can't do it exactly as he would, but he said, what this needs is somebody playing the harp, and some harmonica on there. I think would sound really really nice. And I said, sat back, gave a little breath myself. I said, you know what? I think you are right. I said, you need to get yourself a harmonica. You got one in the key. You should get one in the key. I'm going to send you the track, and then come on in, and then we're going to sit down and record this thing. And he's a guy who, as far as studio and session work, I mean, I don't know how much he's ever had, but I was really excited to get him on there, and we just sat down. And I just said, play, man. We're going to run through this a few times, and
Awesome.
so yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Something about music, that when you can take somebody else's idea and integrate it, and it really lifts the entire piece.
Hey
And
man, you have such a tight network of musicians that are so happy and like motivated to work on your work. It's got to be a great feeling.
it definitely is, and that's where the magic happens, is with other
Seriously.
people.
I do need to mention this though because I think the first impression of any song, any EP or any album is always the artwork. It's an eye into the creativeness of the musician and sort of the feel that you're about to expect on the song. In this case though, there is a big old 60s looking VW van on the cover. I assume there has to be a story.
Yeah, that. Well, I'm proud of that. Thank you for saying that.
Of
That
course.
is a picture I took and edited out. I was coming down to crunch time right at the end. I had everything ready to send out for the release, and I think I'd even mentioned the date I was going to be releasing it. And then I realized, oh man, I didn't ever put the artwork together. Well, I had taken the picture, but I'd
Sure.
never gone back and done the editing
Right,
on it.
right.
But yeah, really happy with how that turned out. It's such a striking image.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that front of that bus is exactly how I saw it. I mean, minus the bright orange sky and stuff like that. But so I'm coming home from church one day, and really close with the Lord, meeting with Jesus, and I'm driving down the highway, and I'm thinking about all this band stuff, and I look up in my rear view, and quarter mile back. And I had been looking for a bus. Like I specifically wanted a VW bus for this video. I'd been asking around different people. Actually, side story: the guy, the fourth guy in the video, I met at an intersection, uh, and he was in this beautiful yellow vintage chrome rack rails on the top VW Beetle. And so this just beautiful bug was just right next to me. Roll down the windows of my van, Honda Odyssey, uh, dad
Badass.
dad edition, and pull it down. I was like, man, your car is awesome. I just had to tell you that was it. And then as I'm rolling it up, I just popped in my head. I was like, do you know anybody with a bus? And so I was literally
Yeah, yeah.
asking anybody. And Jack and I ended up. I mean, we've interesting connections in town, but we have become good friends, and he ended up in the video. So I've been looking for this bus. Rounded back to the bus story. I am on the road, thinking about band stuff, what the next things I got to do, and I look back there, and in the rear view is this bright, beautiful white and blue VW bus with this surfboard, giant longboard. It's a paddleboard, but it's just giant surfboard on the top. I was like,
That's
is
it.
that is the bus that I need for this thing. And so I said, well, Jesus, because we're meeting at this point. I said, Jesus, we need to bring the bus and I together. And I said, how is this going to happen? So I'm like slowing down, trying to get a second to yell out my window. Couldn't make it happen before the exit. It's like, which way am I going to go? Are they going to stay straight or not? Had some construction ahead. I said, I'm just going to get off. I'm not going to mess with that. They got off. So I'm front stalking this van. Like I
Sure.
can't get them to pull up to me, but I am not letting them out of my sight. We get up to the next street. Which way are they going to go? All right, I'm going to take a right. They're back there. I take one turn that they didn't make that light. I pull into the auto parts store and I'm going to wait for them, pull out in front of them. Ends up, I've passed my house. I'm way downtown and I am waiting at what looks like a red light and I'm trying to estimate where they would be.
Mhm.
He pulls up slowly and I have my window down. Thankfully, they did too. I said, oh, hey, I like
Hey,
your
I've
bus.
been
I like
following you.
your bus.
Yeah.
His wife is completely freaked out. She looks extremely uncomfortable. But
Oh,
I said,
geez.
I said, I want to have your bus featured in a music video and for the single I'm putting out. I said, I'm completely for real. And the heavens opened,
Yeah.
and he looked at me and he said, "Oh, that sounds great. Why don't you pull over?" So I pulled over. I gave him my information real quick, and called him a few weeks later and said, hey, I need to schedule a time to get some shots on it. And then while we were going for the picture, getting my visuals for the artwork, he ended up taking me to all the different shot locations around his house. So we didn't have to drive the bus all over the place. We just had it right there. I told him the vision of the project.
Mhm.
Emerson Delaney is this guy's name. His
What
bus
a
is
nice fella.
competitions everywhere. He loves music. I mean, it just couldn't have been a better fit. And so that again, cool things about
Beautiful.
music.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's just like the journey of finishing up the song. Like I said, it's so important to have an image that encapsulates the feel of the song, and I feel that it does. But
yeah,
also, I don't think anyone else has a story like that when they're putting their work together.
right. And the
Yeah,
video, I mean, in some ways, the video has nothing to do with the actual song. I mean, the video is just this fun concept, and
that's okay. Doesn't
uh,
have to.
yeah, I mean, it just all works, and
Yeah, man.
the way that it came together was a lot of fun.
Very cool. And again, and I'm gonna say it a million times. I want everyone to listen to this song. But as always, you seem like a guy that's always got something in the works. Your brain doesn't turn off. You're always writing. You're always recording. I assume there's more on the way. You got to keep it. You got to keep it going. Is there anything you can say about your next release?
Yep, I've got new stuff coming. I plan to release a third song in November.
That's
Um,
very soon.
I wanted to get a good push in 2021, just because each song does have its own little feel and flavor, and I mean, I'm bringing in different influences from song to song, different players, which add a little bit different feel to it. But I don't think you get the full picture of me until you see the way the different songs work together. You could have a completely different band go one direction from one song if it was all in that same vein, but I do think I have a lane that all these different songs and vibes like fit in. So I got a new song. It's called Slow Down. I'm actually going in this week to mix it and put I'm gonna re-record the acoustic and my primary vocals for that. Um, with my buddy Rex Carroll, who did the mixing on the other two with me. And I've done some of the recording there as well. And so that's coming out. I co-wrote that with a friend of mine, Rick Tiger, and we we wrote that pre-pandemic. Um,
Oh, been around for a little bit then.
a little bit. It was probably. I mean, it's kind of while I was building my bank of songs. I've been
Sure.
trying to like gauge this for a few years. I mean, this is a project quite a while in the making. Um, and so it was written pre-pandemic. I had it was probably around, I mean, maybe around the same time as Traveling Band, because I mean, it was during a time that was really busy. Again, I had a young baby at home, and I was with work at home and with family life and band life. I was trying to just figure some balance, and I was burning myself out, and um, which doesn't lead necessarily to the most happiest and fulfilled life. And so I was trying to figure out pace. And so I was looking for a slowdown. I mean, literally. And I had this image of being on the road and coming home after nights, like late nights. So I was talking about, sometimes coming home late. I mean, sometimes I'm crawling in, coming from a state away at like 5 or 6 in the morning. And if it's a Saturday, there's been some times where I sleep an hour or so and then get up to go lead worship at church.
Yeah, man.
And so, but there was something about when you're seeing the drop, there's a slowdown speed zone ahead. And so you're on those backcountry roads, or you're coming back, and those spots are coming home, and you start having those markers of, oh, I'm getting close. And so you start, like, sometimes when you're further away, you hate those because it's just a speed trap. But like when you get closer, it's like, oh, I'm getting closer. And so you start looking and waiting for that slowdown. And so I thought of that visual slowdown. I brought that to Rick, and we put the rest of the song together as a beautiful thing. Um, and then the pandemic hit, and I'm recording it, and I'm putting it together there. And I, it was a really like kind of important moment to me. It was like, this pandemic is tough, and this social distancing is tough, and not having shows is tough. But man, this is kind of what I needed. This is almost an answer to something I had been praying for. And
Yeah, man.
I really enjoyed uh and I tried to take advantage and to keep my mind right, to take in those moments of slowdown and to be happy with that. And then there's this thing. I was originally going to put this whole thing out as an album, and maybe I'll compile them together. I don't think this works in a single situation, but I've
Mhm.
got this recording of me and my girls in the studio when they popped in one time mid-session, and I just ended up hitting the space bar or hitting R and starting recording. And so this like minute and a half sing along, impromptu, making up words as we go, just being silly with dad and the kids. And it was while I was working on Slowdown. I have it in the project file. It's
Cool.
sitting off to the side.
I immediately imagine that as the introduction to the record or the EP or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Obviously, I haven't heard it, but just from your short description, it feels like this is what you're about to get. Like, I'm a family man, I'm a rocker, and then it goes into like your big opening track.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be
Exactly,
awesome,
something like that. And so I still go back and just listen to that. Like,
man.
it
Makes
puts
you
a smile on.
proud.
Yeah. I mean, to hear him sing and to hear him making up words that rhyme, like lines that rhyme, and actually, it's just fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, I do not have kids, but that's what I'm looking forward to the most
Yeah.
is getting them in there and hoping that they're musically inclined in some capacity.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
very cool. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to that song. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. I do have a slight follow-up question about it, though. In terms of sound, it kind of seems like because it is called Slow Down, that it might take a different sonic direction. Maybe not like an all-out rocker, but maybe something more refined. Am I on the right track here?
I Yeah, it definitely takes a little bit of a turn.
Okay.
So same guy who played that ripping solo at the end of Traveling Band. Pat Lyons put down pedal steel on this one,
Hmm.
and it's that kind of weepy pedal steel. Like, so there's definitely
Emotions,
a
baby.
classic country
Sure.
vibe to it. and country, some country playlists have been some of my top.
Yeah.
I've been happy to see that I'm doing well on rock playlists as well, but
Hey,
country
man, you're killing it.
has been good there. And so I think this one is definitely going to be right in that vein. I think we'll double down in that area, and then I'll come out with a hard rock and bluesy tune in the future. And but so there's that. My buddy Mike's back on keys for it. But this one is a little pulled back. It definitely we're not driving. We're starting to coast. We're slowing down. You know what
Very
I mean?
cool, man. It's so awesome to get to like I mean, I know that you've been making music for a while, but like these slow releases and kind of showing who you are, I can only imagine that they're translating very well live. We touched on it the last time we spoke when shows were slowly rolling out or there was a possibility of things happening, but since the last time we spoke, things are happening. You are out there, you're playing shows. What's the experience been like for you?
Um, well, man, live music is an important thing to me, and I
Yeah,
think that
man.
I've been kind of refreshed on that this year. I went to a metal fest, but before I get to my stuff, I went to a metal
Oh
fest in
yeah.
September down in Birmingham, Furnace Fest, and it was it was it's a festival that hasn't been around since 2003, and it's one that for a lot of people just has like some kind of strong ties. And um, so it's really really fun. I went with a couple of my buddies, and I am not overstating it by saying that weekend was healing.
Oh, I believe you.
Mhm. that
Fully.
that
Having gone back to shows at this point myself, it's the most healing thing that can happen to a music lover.
Yeah, and it's surprising in ways, in the way
Yeah,
it grabbed me. I mean, the first set, wasn't sure if it was the sun or what, because it was just like it was just these tears just like started like coming out, and I was like, all right, is that the last one? I mean, I wasn't like sad. It was just
sure,
like
sure.
joy, just to be there,
Yeah,
and
man.
to spend the weekend with my bros, and to go see and talk to some of the bands that I love. I mean, so that was really great. And then getting out and playing shows. I've been playing with Nick. I was with Nick Lynch in Madison this weekend. We played a sold out, a packed bar. They were having a grand opening up there, and that's a beautiful thing, that interaction. I played a solo show of my own, an acoustic thing last night, and that's been really great for me. I mean, I'm trying to get my name out there, and so to be able to go into places and just be me, and starting some smaller crowds is great. And, I mean, I'm booking duo, trio, and full band sets right now as well.
There you
Uh,
go.
but it's the opportunity to go and test out what songs work, placement of music, and just to like I played songs last night that I would say are not even 100% finished, but it's like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I listen to
Yeah,
stand-up comics talk about their how they build their sets. And I mean, where they go to the small clubs, and then they build up a little bit bigger, and then they go to
that's how
arena,
you do it.
and then they just get it bigger and bigger. And so I mean, I see these solo shows. I mean, it's a unique interaction. I can be a little bit more of a storyteller at moments, but it also allows me to test things out, and to see what works and what doesn't. And then you bring that to the next level, and then when the full band is kicking and rocking, then I mean, you're full steam ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the difference between a comedian and a musician trying things out is not too far away.
Yeah,
Because really, like even in small audiences, when you have attention, you can focus on people and you can see their reactions. You can see what they reacted to, what they're clearly vibing with, and then yeah, man, as you progress to bigger venues, you kind of shapeshift your show into the ultimate like Bing.
yeah, absolutely.
So awesome.
And
Well, if
that
you're
that
ever out in California, please say something. I definitely need to witness it.
Man, I would love to make that happen. In fact, I am at least strongly talking with a guy who might make that a possibility, where I might be able to have a little home base, and then stretch out, and then go from different places, spend a
There you go.
two. Just doing that, get my feet in the door, let people see who I am, and share the music that way. And then in time bring one or two, maybe the full band out. And
There
uh,
you go.
is it's tough to bring a truck and trailer unless you're going to route yourself all the way out there. And
Exactly.
it'll we'll get there. We'll get
Plenty
there.
of great venues. Plenty of great venues calling your name.
Yeah,
Built for your music.
yeah, I love that.
That's awesome, man. Andrew, I have one more question for you at this point, and it's how I closed it up last time, but there's always new people that are going to discover you. So I want to know, what is your opening message to the people that are going to listen to your music for the first time?
Um, well, my songs are about life, and my songs are about my life, my friend's life, and just kind of the life of us collectively. So I hope that people connect with it on that level, where they can read their own stories into the lyrics. I mean, I talk personal things, but I try to write it in a way that somebody can um, say, yeah, that I've been there too. So I hope that people can find some meaning in the songs, and some hope in a melody. And I hope it's my desire, whether it be live shows or this recorded stuff. I hope that people experience and feel loved. I hope if I can go into a room and um, man, who was it? Rick James? Somebody, I don't remember who it was, but somebody they would walk out and they would say to the crowd, "We're going to give you all the love that we got tonight, and you give us all the love you got back, and we're going to have a good night." And I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to go out there and leave people hopefully in a little bit better spot, through enjoying some music, and maybe thinking about things a little bit differently through a song. I mean, that's how I experience music.
Right.
Music changes me, and music helps me process things. And so if that's a true honor, but if I can just for the moment give people some love and some life, then I think that's a good thing.
I think that's perfect. I'm
Yeah.
serious, man. It's been such an honor to get to watch like your evolution of sound, and I'm so excited for everything that is, on the way.
Well, thank you, Austin. I
You're
appreciate
very welcome. For everyone else out there, please listen to Traveling Band, but also listen to everything else that is out and is coming out. Give him a follow. There's so much greatness on the way. If he's coming to a city near you, I'm sure he'll shout it out on his social media, so stay tuned.
Hey, let me give a quick shout out to
Please, please.
Buffalo, New York, and Sydney, Australia. Those two have been blowing me up on Spotify. Really
Hell
appreciate
yeah.
you guys there. Some other top cities. I mean, out west, LA has been popping up. Santa Cruz, up into Seattle, Dallas, Texas. So I'm like hitting all these round out spots, but I'm going to figure it out. New York City.
It's how
Appreciate
you
you.
plan the tour. It's how you plan the big
You know
tour.
what I'm saying? Yep.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Andrew, it's been a pleasure as always. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll definitely be speaking soon, man.
All right, I'll talk with you soon, Austin. Thanks, man.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.